What's going on? In today's video, let's discuss how to speed up the process of bringing your imagination into your physical reality. And we're going to be discussing this around Neville Goddard's principles of imagination creates reality. So let's get right into it. So I was just listening to a Neville Goddard lecture on imagination and how imagination is the power of God. And Neville goes as far as saying imagination is the God principle in action, in motion. And everything that you are imagining on a daily basis is what you are eventually creating, is what you are experiencing. Now, when we talk about creating reality through imagination, right? How do we effectively take hold of this process? Because it's not like now that you are trying to create your reality through imagination, now it's going to start happening. It's already happening. It's already been happening all your life. But we have been unconscious to that fact all our life. And now we are becoming more and more conscious, aware, and gaining more access to do this process deliberately and consciously. So what is one of the greatest things that I'm seeing, even sometimes myself fall into the trap of, but definitely like everybody that asks me questions on YouTube and even in my coaching program, one of the things that I see people holding people back all the time in regards to imagination, using their imagination to create reality, is them not actually believing in their imagination as the real stuff, as the reality. Because we are conditioned to believe in the reality of the physical. We are all our lives brought up to believe that this is real and this is just, fake imaginary stuff. Have fun with it. But to create your reality through imagination and to adopt these powerful Neville Goddard principles, you have to now change your definition of reality. And I always say that you have to look at it like this. Physical reality is fact, whereas imagination is reality. And reality is constantly turning into fact. You could also say imagination or reality is the truth, if that resonates more with you. So the internal is the truth, and the external is fact. Fact is always coming and going, okay? The physical is always fluctuating, including your own body. It's constantly coming and going. However, truth is one. Truth is real, and it remains always. Okay, so that is your imaginative faculty. That is your infinite potential. Truth is your blank canvas on top of which you can create anything. And whatever you paint on this blank canvas is eventually manifested and flowing into the physical as fact. So truth is constantly turning into fact. But if you start to consider the fact reality, where it's not, because it's constantly coming and going and changing, what's real can never be challenged. What's real can never be changed. It is always here, present. So if you continue to think of fact as the reality, then you will always be controlled by it. Because see, if you constantly look out and think of this as reality, then this will affect your imaginations. This will affect your daily conversations that you have within. And then if everything that you imagine is just based off of what you see, then you will just continue to create the same because it's still flowing from this. So if the outside is controlling the inside, now the inside is just going to create more of what you see outside. And this is mainly why if you ever find yourself in a difficult time, it's so hard to get out of it because your focus is so just fixated on physical reality, thinking that this is reality, but no, it's coming and going always. So when you talk about imagination, and when Neville talks about imagination being the God principle, you have to now shift around your definition of what's real and what is fact, okay? And this has been one of the main things for me in the past couple of months, is just really powerfully internally creating this shift where now I truly consider the internal, my imagination, my infinite potential, to be reality. My awareness that never changes, that is always present, to be reality. Whereas the external is simply a reflection, is simply the feedback that I'm receiving about what I'm creating, what I'm constantly thinking about, what I'm constantly imagining. Okay, so that is a prerequisite that you must, take care of before getting into the process of creating reality through imagination. Now I want to give you 3 steps that you can implement right now to actually bring your imagination forth into physical reality in a more accelerated way, okay? Before that, I will just say that for this, you do have to spend more time with your imagination. And I'm not saying just all day. However, there has to be a certain level of conscious awareness throughout your day where you are constantly living through imagination rather than just being so focused on the physical. Because again, you are going to focus on what you believe is real, right? And if you're constantly believing that the physical is real, then your focus is going constantly there. And then that is your imagination, which is going to just flow out into the same stuff. It's going to create similar patterns and loops in your life. So you don't want to do that. You want to consciously spend more time in your imagination throughout the day. I'm not saying do a 2-hour visualization session. However, I'm saying, let's just say you do 15 minutes in the morning, powerfully aligning to the version of you who already has what he or she wants. And assuming that to be real, right? But now living the rest of your day and going about it in increments, you just wake up and remind yourself that I have to connect to my ideal self. And then doing so, just taking 20 seconds to just, visualize, how would it feel if I already had what I wanted? And then just quickly run through that and then come back to real life. Know that that energy shift already has been created. This is you reminding yourself of what you are about to create, what you are already creating in this very moment. And so this allows you to have more faith. So faith, obviously, is one of the most important things to bring forth this imagination into physical reality. And when you're going about your life day to day, sometimes your faith falters. Sometimes doubt creeps in, right? Especially if you consider the physical so real. So how to make sure that you maintain this faith? Let me show you the 3 steps that I use. Number 1 is see how relaxed you feel in this very moment. Here's the thing. If you truly consider your imagination to be real, right? And you're believing in it more and more, and you're living through that version of you more and more, and you have assumed that reality to be who you actually are rather than what this physical has manifested already, then there's going to be a certain level of ease that you feel in every moment. You can just look at it into the world and see who actually feels at ease versus who doesn't, who's in a constant state of anxiety. Which one of those people are you? If you don't feel relaxed, if you don't feel at ease, just your energy is very fearful, it's very negative, it's very low vibration, and it's showing to you that you are in a constant state of worry and fear to protect what you have and to try to create more. And that is a perspective that is not aligned with imagination. That is a perspective that is just constantly believing the physical to be real and is always just trying to protect itself from threats and trying to avoid the bad and cling on to the good. So see how relaxed you feel. And every single moment that you don't feel relaxed, pause everything. Okay? Stop everything and just take a second to relax all the tension from your body. And just come back to feeling at ease. And then connect with your vision real quick for a couple of seconds. Here's the thing. If you go about your day and you're like, no, Sunny, I don't want to pause again and again, and you just live your day in that sort of anxiety, it's going to manifest more and more into your body, and it's going to increase in your mind as well. And that's when you really start to doubt. And that's when you really shift your vibration towards the negative side. And now you are not aligned with your imagination whatsoever. And now you're going to be way more in doubt, way more in worry, fear. And you've completely lost connection to the assumption that my imagination is reality. So moment by moment, you have to be kind of mindful about how relaxed do I feel, right? Because a person who feels relaxed is a person who knows that he or she will have what they want. that they're creating it in this very moment and that they're enjoying the process. A person who is very needy and is very, anxious to create what they want is a person who doesn't actually believe that they're going to have what they want. So there's a certain level of confidence, certain level of knowing that I will have what I want that goes into creating imagination as reality deliberately. So there has to be ease. And you could look at it to any rich person, any person who's successful. They have this certain level of knowing that, yes, I will be successful. I am successful. Things do flow to me easily. So consciously build that confidence by relaxing again and again. The more you relax, the more you keep a clean energy, the more the universe will support you. The universe, which is just an expression, an externalization of your own imagination. Okay? Number 2. So now every single moment when you relax, what you're going to do is this cool little trick that I do. And this aligns you right away with your ideal self perspective, is quickly think about you already having what you want, right? And start thinking the thoughts of that version of you. So for example, let's just say you want a new BMW, right? I don't know, just random desire. If you want a new BMW, connect with the version of you in your imagination that already has that exact BMW that you have. And now you're living in that life, right? Just a second. You're living that life. Now ask yourself, now what? Ask yourself, now that, what are the thoughts that you're thinking of when you already have that? So maybe you're thinking of, I'm going to go drive it on the highway for 2 hours today. I'm just going to love and enjoy that drive. Or you're thinking of, maybe I'm going to get my car painted another color. I had this blue for a while, and I want to do a black. Or I wish I had a different car. Whatever it may be, whatever you think your thoughts are going to be, when you already have that car, think those thoughts. And this kind of creates a certain perspective shift that is so powerful. A change in perspective is a change in reality. So as soon as you start thinking the thoughts that the other version of you that already has what he or she wants, you start thinking those thoughts, you instantly shift your energy. Because see, most people think of their desire as I want this, right? I'm making this happen. I'm working towards this. What do you see there? You see that they're fixated still in the perspective of their current self who doesn't have what they want. Manifestation and creating reality through imagination requires you, as Neville said, to dwell in your imagination, to dwell in the state and think from what you want. So see that version of you who already has what he or she wants, and think the thoughts that you would be having on a regular average day in that life. And just think it for a couple of seconds to a minute. Instantly shifts around the energy. It's truly powerful. And now lastly, number 3, and this is a thing that a lot of people in this manifestation space are really getting wrong, is not taking action. You should be taking action on your imagination. I always say that action and physical reality are mind in motion, imagination in motion. So if you're just the type of person that, oh no, I'm just going to create through imagination and I'm not going to work, I'm not going to make it happen on a physical level, I'm not going to take any action, then you're actually getting in your own way. Because manifestation doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. This body mind, become the vessel through which infinite imagination, the power of God, manifests itself in its physical expression. So allow that infinity to flow through you by just putting your imagination into motion. How? Ask yourself, what is something that I can do today to unfold this vision through me? And take that action, even if it's the smallest action. Right? Whatever you think is going to help you align to that version of yourself in your imagination. Whatever you think is going to help you get a step closer to that. Okay? Help you unfold that vision and manifest that imagination. Take that action and just do it. Keep this process going. The more you act in the physical and the more you imagine, the more this flow keeps going. But let's just say you stop imagining consciously and then your action is just a bunch of random sporadic things, not going to be effective. But let's just say you're only imagining and not moving in the physical, then you're not going to be effective either. There's no flow. Imagination and action go hand in hand. Okay, you're in the physical for a reason. Enjoy the process. Start to take action. Learn to enjoy action and keep everything in flow. If you do so, if you take care of these three things, if you constantly take action and you constantly relax while just thinking the thoughts of the you that already has what he or she wants, then you will accelerate this process of creating your reality through imagination. All right? Now, if you want to learn this process in more detail and learn how to create from your happiness, create from your vision rather than chasing your vision, I'm giving out a completely free workshop right now. It's called the Create Your Dream Life Workshop, in which I'm showing you this exact process, how to create your reality through a higher consciousness mindset. The link for that is down below, okay? So make sure to watch that for free right after this video. But let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions on it in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.